Hey, Snow.
Hey, MJ.
Yeah, I thought we'd just hop on and do a special episode because we got a big guest tomorrow.
We got to prepare.
Yeah, but we wanted to do this because twofold. We wanted to promote our episode tomorrow, but also it's your sister's birthday.
Happy birthday, Amy Jo.
Yeah, happy birthday, Amy Jo. And it just so happens that somebody sent me a message for your sister.
Really?
Yeah, and it might be the same person that's going to do the podcast tomorrow.
Is it one of our
Maybe.
hate listeners?
I think so.
Oh.
All right, but this is a visual. So do you want to see it?
Yes.
Yeah. So come around here, and I'll pull it up. Let me just open it up on my phone here. Okay, and now we have no idea what's going to happen. Okay, so
Okay.
here we go.
Well, what do we have here if it ain't this month's cover of Liberal Democrat magazine? You know, Amy Jo, I just seen on Fox News that it's your birthday, so me, Michael, and Snow just wanted to drop by and say, happy birthday to you. We hope you have a good one because you deserve it. So what I would be saying, Amy Jo, had you not been pissing me off, you know, I can hear that damn Taylor Swift from here. I should have known better than to like somebody like you, a damn Swiftie. That woman, she's evil. She doesn't like the stuff that I like. So, in contrast, I don't like her back. Me and her, we got bad blood. You know, there's a reason Stella always wants to stick her head out of the damn car is because the soundtrack you got playing. Taylor Swift, if it wasn't bad enough, I boycotted the NFL 7 years ago. And, you know, I tune in every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday, and sometimes Saturdays during the playoffs just to check up on the games. And she just ruined football for me. I'm going to have to boycott for real this time. If she shows up on another 3 seasons of the NFL, I'm done. And at least she got the sense to drive an electric car. I love a Tesla. I think they're great. What's that? It's not a Tesla. You drive an electric car, but you don't drive a Tesla. What's wrong? You don't like President Musk? I tell you, you're pissing me off. Are you too good to have a Cybertruck, huh? You're too good to drive around Nintendo 64 graphics? Are you worried about getting your Cybertruck recalled every other stoplight? Is that what you're worried about? If anybody needs a self-driving car, it's you. On account of Snow broke your damn neck doing circus moves when you were kids. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds illegal. But I digest. Today I'm raising my emotional support beer to you because I know you don't have a lot of happiness in your life since you're a Cardinals fan, and plus you got Snow for a sister. That goes double. But today we're raising our emotional support beers to you. We say happy birthday. And Snow, she says she loves you. I don't know about Michael. I can't speak for him, but they're happy that you're in their life. So here's to you, raising my emotional support beer. This is just my allergies, Amy Jo. Tony, get my ivermectin, the one with the vape.
Yes. That was so awesome. I got tears.
Happy birthday, Amy Jo.
Happy birthday, sissy.
Well, you know what, Amy Jo, if you're listening to this one, what do you think of the podcast now?
Right?
Oh.
Do you still think we're losers?
Oh. We'll go a bit inside here. Your mom was texting me before we went on.
Because she couldn't get the info out of me, so she's like, I know what I'll do. I'll just go ahead and text MJ and get the info. That my mom thinks she's a little detective, thinks she's a little infiltrator.
She thinks MJ's gonna betray Snow.
She thought you were gonna tell her. She's like, I'll just sweet talk him with my mom powers. Not gonna work.
Not gonna do it. Well, that was awesome. So, we had the hands-off protest in Kingman yesterday.
We did.
Did.
We went.
Yeah, in Kingman, Arizona, we had, 150 people show up roughly?
Yeah,
I mean, for Kingman?
that's pretty damn good
Yeah.
for Paul Gosar's district.
Paul Gosar's district.
Yeah, because, okay, so speaking of my mom, she went to the one in Payson. Little perspective. Payson's not as red as Kingman. They had over 300. So we're pretty good
Yeah.
to have like half of what Payson had, being the reddest county. You know? Not too shabby.
Yeah, and there wasn't really too many counter-protesters.
There were 5.
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
Sometimes 7, because that guy showed up with his kid. Okay, sometimes 8. The guy showed up with his kid, and then there was like an older gentleman later that showed up with his wife.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't the one with the kid have to leave or something like that? And they were just like, the argument was like, well, some of us have to work. Meanwhile, it's on a Saturday.
So there were people, I know, so there were people yelling, get the kids back to the mines, then they got to get back on their shift, child labor. Because the guy was making his kids hold the Trump signs. Like, he wasn't even holding them. He was making his kids do it. So we were making the jokes of child labor.
Oh, God. I mean, yeah, great turnout. We're going to do some more on this. I have to edit some audio clips and stuff like that. But, I mean, it was impressive. And all across the country, it was, I mean, massive.
Yeah. Oh my God. Seeing the pictures, like you couldn't even see the roads in some of the cities. Like it was just, they were full of people, like Boston's, Chicago's. I'm like, when I retire, I gotta move to a place like, can you imagine how great it would be? Like,
If you're with that
me
many
living in a
like-minded
place.
people.
Yes. I'm looking at it and I'm like so jealous. Cause you know, Chicago's kind of on my list and it's like all that good food and I would be amongst my own. How wonderful my life would be.
How long did you stay there?
I got there about 1. I stayed till closing time. I stayed till 6, yeah.
Yeah. And what I had done, I mean, obviously we were there together, but I had to leave early because I was headed to Vegas. But I went to Walmart and got like 3 bags of little flags to hold up.
American flags
to hold up. Handed them all out. Everybody wanted one. I wish I should have brought more. But I thought Kingman will probably get 24 people there. You know?
And fun fact, just to let our listeners know, our side of the road was the only side that was flying the American flag.
Right.
The other side, they only had Trump flags.
Right. Not
No
one
American flag.
on that side.
And then they had the balls to yell at us over the American flag. And I'm like, we're the only ones over here with American flags. Look in your hands. You're flying a Trump flag.
I even had the American flag on my hat. Kat had the flag on her hat. Upside down.
Yeah.
And her flag was in distress.
And what did your hat say? You had a MAGA hat, but it said
morons are governing America.
Very good.
And your sign was, what was your sign say?
Your sign was won the award.
The
for
funny
best sign.
one was a honk if you've never drunk texted war plans, and then the other
Best
side
sign.
was are we great again yet? And then I listed off like a list of all the shit going on.
Right.
There were far too many words for the Trump people to read it.
Well, but
too many syllables.
The counter protest sign from the one that had a sign was ridiculous because it was just so wordy. Like, if you're gonna have a sign, have it easy, have it make a point, and legible.
Well, and her sign. The thing about her sign was she had a bunch of shit written on it, but it was all like, "Go Elon, go Trump," and then it said, Democrats are deranged or whatever. but it had no issue talking points, like no kitchen table, if you will, issues. There were none of those. Not like our side had signs saying, hands off my Social Security, hands off my Medicare, like stuff about issues, stuff about public schools. There were people out there with signs about all the issues that we care about.
So many issues
Right.
that don't really all fit on one board.
Signs about banning books. There were people there, don't ban books, stop.
The next one, I've got an idea for the next one. We do it Bob Dylan style. That video he did where he's got a bunch of words for the lyrics on the songs and he's like flipping through it.
Oh, okay.
And just like have like 50 signs that just like whip, whip.
So then NXS stole that from Bob Dylan?
Yeah, it was Bob
Yes.
Dylan, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
I remember the NXS one, remember? But I don't think I've ever seen the Bob Dylan video.
Yeah, that was kind of a famous one.
The 50501 or the group that's doing all this stuff, they announced the next one is going to be the 19th of this month, which is 2 weeks from now. It's a Saturday.
That's good. We'll see the progress of maybe the import taxes will set in a little more and people will start feeling the pain, because that was crazy too. The Trump folks are yelling at us going, why don't you go buy a new car? And I'm like, for $10,000 more? I'm like, you have heard that the prices of vehicles will be going up approximately $10,000, right? Because he said, go buy a new Ford truck.
Why?
Well, yeah. Well,
I know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. No. I can explain the Ford thing.
Oh.
Okay. So Ford is giving employee pricing. To say it's an advertisement trick to take away from the higher prices. But employee pricing probably now is what the truck was before.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're going to get people being, employee pricing. So now you're going to flock to Ford to buy a vehicle.
Employee pricing. Okay, employee pricing usually, now I can't speak for Ford, but I can speak for Chrysler because I've had friends who have worked for Chrysler and have told me what the employee discount is. I believe it's $7,000.
Okay.
So that still
which,
won't cover all the tariff if it's $10,000.
Well, yeah, I mean, but
It'll help.
But the first round that sounds $7,000 seems
Right.
like about what they're going to go up at first.
Right. If here's also a thing too. Let me tell you about this because I feel I did a really good job on my last vehicle, which is the reason I never really want to buy another vehicle again because I hate going to car dealerships. I feel that they're predatory. I pretty much got employee pricing off of my negotiating skills because the guy told me, he's like, "You're tough." I'm like, I don't want to, I'm like, first off, I don't like coming here. I don't want to be here all day, but I also don't want to get ripped off, sir. I mean, I was using negotiation tactics like,
Did you?
It's going to take you're going to need to do a lot better to get me to drive off of this lot in a car the color that it is.
Did you wear the same shirt you wore when we met jail?
No, I didn't have it back then.
Well, I mean,
I bought the shirt I bought the shirt recently. I bought the vehicle in 2013.
I'm just saying, if you have assets, use them.
Did I? I didn't even have the tickets then. I didn't have the tickets yet. Couldn't have done it. Tickets weren't born yet.
Yeah, they were paid for with the money that you saved on the employee pricing.
Exactly. That's how I got the tickets. Hello. Think smarter, not harder, people.
Okay, so what her signs, I had to pull it up because it says, and I'm going to post these pictures on our socials on it so you can see it, but it said stop MDDTP. I'm like, what does that mean? Mentally Deranged Democratic Terrorist Party. You can't come up with something more catchy. Like you need, MAGA. MAGA's a good one. The Nonsense of Stupidity. Can't even read her handwriting on that one.
Part of it
Go
said,
Trump.
"Go Elon."
Go Elon.
Go Trump.
I can't even read
Probably
it.
something about Doge.
The
Is
tired
there-
right / act must go. I don't know. I don't know what that means. But yeah, I mean, I had like a gym teacher that put it best. That he would just say, use the KISS system. Keep it simple, stupid.
Like, it's just a whole lot of projecting going on from that side.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of projection, so the one guy with the flag and the beard, every time
Johnny Rock?
he made
out Johnny Rock.
a point, he would yell stuff across to us. It was all about pedophilia. The Democrats are pedophiles, blah blah blah. And then I'd yell out, "What about Matt Gaetz?" And then the other protester there was like, "Oh yeah, Matt Gaetz. We like Matt Gaetz. What did he do? What has he done wrong?" And I'm like, he's been accused of allegedly fucking teenagers. Like there's a prostitution ring.
Then I yelled out, well, so he's one of the good pedophiles, right?
What about
And then the Democrat lady goes, don't engage.
what about the fact that Trump personally expedited Andrew Tate, the
Yeah.
sex trafficker guy over here?
Yeah, good point.
Oh no.
Fuck. Kind of bizarro world do we live in?
And the Catholic Church. There's a lot of pedophiles going on in there, and they never seem to address that issue.
I tell you what, I was like, I was all excited about yesterday and seeing the turnout. Then I looked at my 401k this morning. I was like, motherfucker. I lost like fucking 8%. And I know a lot of people have lost a lot worse than that this week. Wasn't Trump the one that said if the Dow follows like 1,200 points in a day, that the president should be impeached? And didn't it fall $1,200 2 days in a row?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
It's fucking nuts. Fucking nuts. How about you? Did you check your 401?
Okay, so with my 401k, since I'm getting so close to retirement, when he was in his first term, I took the advice of economists back then. Remember when they said in his first term that it would be like about 18 months that shit would really hit the fan? So I was like, after like a year, I went ahead and moved my stuff over to the stable fund, which won't make you money, but you won't lose anything. So I haven't lost anything. I mean, I didn't make any more money after that. And I heard that some people's, did go back up after that. Like, in between Biden and then in between Trump, the end of Trump's first term and then the Biden years, but I because I'm so close to retirement, I'm not moving mine ever from the stable fund because I don't. Because
Sounds
if I
safe.
did, then I'd have to stay longer and make that money back up.
Well, mine's in the stable fund, and I lost
Oh.
I lost 8%.
How did you lose in the? If your whole thing. No, but your whole thing might not. You might be like, because you can divide the percentage where your stuff goes to, so you can put because at
No,
first,
I own one place,
okay,
all of it.
because at first mine, I had half of it, 50% of it was in stable fund, and then 50% of it was in a little bit riskier, so that I could make money off of it. But then I just moved all of it over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, leading up to this, and we'll get into more details of the protest on a future episode. But leading up to it on social media, on Facebook in particular, it was fucking crazy, right? You were on that, Kat,
Yeah.
right? Ray, you were on it.
Absolutely. It was
Talking
scary.
a big talk on there. Those
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, and they're like, "Oh, they're going to be bussing people in. We need to be prepared." Basically, what was it? booted and strapped.
Suited and booted.
Suited and booted.
So I've got a question. By prepared, do they mean stay home where it's safe behind their keyboards? Because they weren't out there. There was only 5 of them.
That's basically what it was.
That's what it meant.
They were mobilizing
They're
it.
just
And
To
trying
be
to
fair, those were the
intimidate
keyboard
us.
warriors that were out there.
the two main ones.
Yes.
The lady with the MDDTT Joe Rogan sign or whatever it was. She was the one, and she originally said that she wasn't going to show up.
She was not.
Yeah.
Okay.
She goes, I'm going to stay home where it's safe because it's going to be scary out there with all these. You don't know if these people are bust in and George Soros is paying these people.
George Soros. That's how you know she's QAnon.
Yeah.
Anytime they bring up George Soros funding shit, it's QAnon. It's a QAnon person.
But they legitimately, if you were reading this thread, which is on a Kingman Connect, which they said they were being silenced because the moderator kept on taking the post down because you're not supposed to make political posts
Right.
on that page, but she kept on doing it. And they're like, they're trying to silence our free speech. They're trying to silence our free speech. Meanwhile, the point of the fucking message was we need to go there and shut them up.
I saw another one this morning of some guy posting about it. I reported it to that group. So, see
Were
if anything
they
happens.
talking shit? I mean, because 150 people to 5 is pretty impressive.
Yeah, they posted some article about like the national, like the whole national thing of it or whatever. But it was like a shit talking article. And I'm like, yeah, there's supposed to be no politics in this group. Shut up.
Yeah. I was going to go on and I was just going to troll and I was going to be like, yeah, they moved it to Centennial Park because it's closer to Walmart because when they bust them in for Black Lives Matter, the railroad park was too far away for them, so they couldn't get there. That's why they moved it to Centennial. So when they bust them into Walmart, they could just walk
play on
over.
the whole thing.
Yeah, I was going to do that. I was just going to go on there and troll people. But then I saw the comments, and I got mad.
Like they genuinely believe this.
Yeah,
stuff.
I got mad because they're threatening violence. I'm like, look,
Yeah,
you're
what
talking
the hell?
about your First Amendment rights being trampled on because Facebook isn't allowing this post, but you're going down there to try to silence people,
Yeah.
potentially violently,
It's like you don't see
to get
the
people
irony in that.
to shut up. I was like, just grow up, and I was just like, do some research. I was like, the library's right across the street if you
Yeah.
need it. And they didn't allow my comment.
What the heck?
Yeah. They let everything else go. Because I was legitimately like, hey, like, you know,
They don't want education.
you know,
They don't want the people educated. They want to keep them stupid.
no, you know when like, you know, two kids are fighting and one's being more aggressive than the other, and you're just like,
Right.
hey, just settle down.
And
Okay?
You
The-
go to that
The
room.
one
you go to
that
that
the
room.
one that finally like defends themselves against the bully is the one that gets suspended.
Right? Yeah, that's how it always works. Right?
So I mean, look, nothing happened. I guess the guy in where was it? Was it Indiana? That there was a guy that pulled out a gun
Okay.
on at one protest and stuff like that. And then-
Indiana kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, let's be fair to Brent, because he's coming on tomorrow. We don't know.
I'm
for sure,
saying
but-
parts of it. I'm
Yeah.
sure he knows if he lives there.
No,
you know.
I'm sure.
Like,
Oh,
I'm not-
You know what he
it's
did?
no
you know
offense
what?
to
You know
him.
what? You know what he did? He posted because the guy kind of looks like Brent. He's a big guy with a beard and stuff like that.
Yes.
He goes. He posts the link to the story and goes, "Would you quit sending me this shit?" People assuming it's him. Fuck. But this town, not even politically, they will argue over anything.
Everything.
Anything.
Everything.
Everything.
Not
Everything.
anything.
Endlessly.
To be fair, say everything.
Everything. Like there's a nice blue sky today, right? You could go out and people would say that sky isn't blue.
They'll argue over, oh, so you like chocolate chip cookies? I don't like chocolate chip cookies. Those aren't my favorite. I like oatmeal raisin. I mean, it's just stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
How could you like that?
Okay.
They
And-
need to get a life.
Yeah,
Get
very
some
much
real
so.
hobbies.
Very much so.
Yes. And the point being to this is we forgot to tell this story because we were all exhausted last weekend on the podcast, getting back from Las Vegas and staying up late. We're driving back in the Kingman and, come into 93, going Eighth of 40, overpass and the Dollar Generals to your left. Well, we look over, and all of us did it. We're all kind of tired. We just look over, and we're all thinking. No one has said a word. We're all thinking like, man, that's a big dog. And as we get closer, we look, and we see it looks like it's
got horns.
That ram, a mountain goat with the curly horns. And you're just like,
A dog with horns?
and it's on a rope. People are holding it. And there's one person in front of it that looks like they're trying to restrain it. That's just the way it looked to me.
Yeah.
And I just go, it took a good 10 or 20 seconds before I think I said was that a ram?
What the hell?
I'm like, yeah, I could have sworn that it was like one of those bighorn sheep or whatever. you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, that's what it looked
That's what I
like.
thought, because I'm like,
Typical
yeah.
Kingdom.
Right. But if it wasn't on a rope, you would almost go, oh, it just wandered up off the hill, because I've seen that.
sometimes you'll see weird animals. I've seen deer by my house.
Yeah, up in Boulder City, you're driving up the hill to Boulder City, you'll see them, coming off the mountain sometimes.
Right.
And I'm just like,
And with all the road construction we have going on in the
Right.
canyons. And,
yeah, very close to there. So I'm like,
Yes.
well, was it disrupted? But no, this is on a rope. I'm like, going, okay.
And two people are
I'm like,
wrestling it.
okay. Did they
Steal it?
did they catch one and put it on a rope?
That's
Like,
what I thought.
I'm like, I have too many questions about this, this mountain goat.
What we should have done,
So-
MJ, pull over and interview them.
Well, that's
With the
what-
recorder. That's what we should
That's
have done.
what we should have done.
We should have. We missed
Now-
our opportunity.
Instead, we just
Kept
I was
going.
obsessing about this for the next 24 hours. To
Yeah.
the point that I was like, you know what? I'm getting on Facebook on
Yeah,
Orchids
both of
Canyons.
us,
Both of us at the same
separately.
time. At the same time.
Yeah, we both posted like,
So
"Hey, what was up with the mountain goat on a rope in front of
yeah,
Dollar
I,
General?"
No, I thought you guys
posted
said
to
ram
our
or
local
sheep.
community
And people got
and
mad.
asked
no,
them
this
to
is,
the two people walking a bighorn sheep on a rope in front of Dollar General in downtown Kingman. What? Like, what?
What's going on?
Right.
What is happening?
right, and one of them, somebody came back and said, legit said this. He goes, "Oh no, that's our pet. Sometimes he gets bored." And I took him for a walk.
But he said it's a pet goat, right? Because then they got mad.
No, they didn't even mention.
Somebody got
type of-
mad over goat sheep.
This is coming up.
Okay.
Okay, so, and I'm like going, well, of course, a mountain goat is going to be bored if you got it locked up in a pen. It's going to want to go out and climb hills and shit. I'm like, okay, I guess that makes sense if you have a pet mountain goat. But then we get the story like they were down by Calico's and they were hitchhiking. And I'm like,
They were hitchhiking by Carl's Jr. around 11:30, which was minutes after we saw it.
you are hitchhiking with a mountain goat. I'm like, we demand answers.
I still want to call it a sheep because
Okay, but
when Rob Ray sent the picture, I'm like, it doesn't look like any of the goats. Those horns
Okay.
don't look like goat horns.
This is where the arguing happens because it turns into that's not a mountain goat, it's a sheep. And then it got into what type of sheep was it? What type of goat was
Looks
it?
like a painted desert sheep, according to Google. Hate to burst your bubble, but that isn't a bighorn sheep. Doesn't look like one at all. Don't look like painted desert. Looks like a Corsican. I raise them. Rita, like you wouldn't know. Barbados, maybe. City center. Think they're homeless. Ramhead pops out of the bushes by Carl's Jr. Kind of a shock. Everyone has dogs. Sheep are unique. Let me know if you see a lion. Nobody messes with a lion. Then finally, Marie, which I told her I'd give her a shout out, she's like, yes, this fella, we got a pick. They said he gets bored and they have to take him for a walk. Someone else comes out and says, and then she says, for $1, they let you pet him. And for an entire week now, people have argued about what type of sheep or goat this is
Oh, wow.
in Kingman.
How pedantic.
So then, reality redemption being reality redemption, though, we had to ask if it's only $1 to pet the sheep.
See.
What about the people with sheep fetishes?
Yeah.
How much do they have to pay? Does this sheep moonlight as a
Do-
lot lizard?
Do you give them 20 and then they give you the pair of rubber boots?
Maybe-
You know,
maybe it
and
has an
stick those hoops in
OnlyFans.
there.
We had to ask. We had to ask, you know.
Inquiring minds need to. No, I mean, yeah, I mean,
Facts
we're
matter to these people when it's
Yes.
the important things in life.
we need facts on this because we
You
don't.
gotta know what specific breed the thing is.
People
It's
think we
very
make up
important.
shit on this podcast, so we wanted the reality of. But
Wait,
what the fuck was it? Was it a sheep or was it a
I know.
goat?
We still do. We still
I
have
think
an
it
answer.
was a Soeg sheep.
Okay, so
I
sheep.
think it was, yes.
Should
a
we
sheep,
call it a
not
show?
goat.
A shoat or a
It's a sheep.
goat?
Don't use.
We're down
you can't
to
use
arguing
pronouns
over
in this
what
town.
type of sheep.
It is a goat.
It's a sheep.
It's a sheep. I thought
See,
it was
now-
a sheep.
now we're
I
arguing.
I'm on team sheep. Like
It's a
I
sheep.
was always on team sheep. I was like, the horns don't look like goat horns. None of
Is
the
it
breeds
is
do.
it wild game from our mountains? No, it's not. I never claimed it was. These people got in this argument and called me a city slicker and told me all kinds of nasty stuff. And as a biologist and the daughter of a lot lizard pet, you know, I don't feel qualified to really correctly identify this. for
I think
people.
you should have more qualifications than
Sometimes.
the idiots around here.
You know,
It's like
I think
they're
you-
I
actually
don't know if a
advocating
biology
to-
degree is enough for these people here.
Right? Degrees don't matter.
yeah, fucking take your science elsewhere in this town.
I bet you, I
Yeah.
bet you, even if you busted out with like a DNA kit and found out what it was, they still would probably argue with you. I don't believe the DNA on that.
Could,
They probably find a way.
can these things interbreed? Could it be a sheep goat hybrid?
That's
You're getting
another
way out
good
there.
question. That's another good question. They seem like they'd be physically able to.
But most
Procreate,
certainly I'm not
right?
supposed to picture out.
I mean, maybe that's why
They
that's why it was
fit,
bored and they were out
right?
trying to find it a mate.
See, but if as a community
bored
we
and
can't
horny.
even come together on this, like there is no hope for us here in
No,
Kingman.
It was
no-
bored and horny, and they don't have goat sheep Tinder. So yeah, they were out there trying to find a date for it. I guess I don't know.
No wonder jail didn't take us up on the opportunity to stay here. He was like, "No, fuck that."
Yeah, y'all are too weird.
I drove by because I come back from Vegas last night, and I drove by the Amtrak station as it was unloading, and I saw the van he was talking about. We'll get that to him next time. I'm like, "Oh, the van."
The shuttle
Oh,
van.
Is this a 1990s van?
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, yeah, it would be fucking."
Does it
crazy.
look rough?
It looks rough.
Rough. Okay.
Fuck yeah! So Kingman cannot agree on anything.
They never will. Say that. He can't. Yeah. What are you gonna
What can you do? No,
do? Laugh.
fuck.
Continue laughing.
I'm surprised they didn't have like they weren't at Carl's Jr. with little signs like it's a sheep, it's a goat. It's a
Maybe
sheep.
next protest down at the Locomotive Park.
You think they were like?
Yeah, right.
You think they were like? Because it looked like the one lady was
I
restraining
challenge
it.
you to a duel.
Yeah.
Do you think they were there like, like the panhandlers when you're leaving, like, hey, dollar, anything? You think they were like, hey, dollar, you can pet it if you're sitting there waiting to go onto traffic? No,
That's a
All
good
right.
gimmick.
like $2, and we're gonna let it go, and it's gonna butt your car.
Right? That'd be a good gimmick though. Rather than just, holding the sign. You got a freaking prop. You got a goat, you know? Maybe people would give him money.
How ironic would it be if like fucking all these cyber trucks I'm seeing around town now was pulling out and that fucking Ram just came out and just
It'd make the Cybertrucks look better.
and all the panels would fall off of it.
They'd look better.
Fuck. All right, so I don't know if we fully solved the mystery of what the fuck that was.
I don't think we ever
I'm gonna
will.
post that picture up online. See if
Oh no,
people
yeah, I
help
know,
solve it, right?
I know. I need to post a lot to our socials.
I almost feel like it's like a Bigfoot mystery at this point. The way that the talking is about it, you know, about this creature, you know, it's like the elusive.
Well, I guess I would be like the same thing. Like if I thought that somebody had like a mountain goat or a mountain sheep, bighorn sheep, let's call it bighorn sheep. Let's call it bighorn sheep. We'll go with that one. If someone told me that someone had a bighorn sheep on a rope in front of Dollar
It's a
General,
sheep with big horns. It's not a bighorn sheep, mister.
terminology.
The big horny
Hey,
sheep.
she's a biologist. Don't
I
fuck with
already
her.
got caught on that, okay?
I'm-
All right?
I'm
the,
not-
the hay and feed
I'm
queens
not
of the town
look,
took me down a notch over misidentifying that creature.
look, we haven't had a fight in 6 months. We're not going to start this.
That's the one time that Kingman people are, you know, upset over like misidentifying or
I will.
What happened to the argument?
Like
There's only two
misgendering
genders. Sheep,
identifying
goat.
something like, oh,
Y'all, I
okay,
did learn
now
something
you
though.
care.
With I vote for, I guess that in the honor of democracy, we're going to take a vote right now.
All right.
Anytime we need something read on the podcast, read out and presented, Rod Ray has to do it.
Yeah, definitely. I can't-
Everybody voting, yay! All the
Yay,
yays.
Yay!
Are you voting for yourself too? Come
I'm
on.
going to vote for myself. so-
Yay!
4-1. See, democracy can win.
Democracy wins.
Yes, that's right. Why we got it.
Right?
All right. All right. We'll cut this one short. We will talk more about the protest this week. We got to talk to Brent tomorrow.
We will have a very
On
special guest tomorrow.
Yeah, and, there you go. And should we make your mom actually listen to the podcast to be able to be like,
She's going to. She already asked me. She sent me a text. What time is the
no,
podcast?
no, like this episode. Like we don't send her the video. We just make her listen to the podcast to figure out who the
No,
best.
I want my sister to text her about
Okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go that route.
Okay.
All right, and yeah, thank you, Brent, for doing that. And
Yeah. Thanks, Brent.
yeah,
Talk to you tomorrow.
We will talk to you soon.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.